piano trade. And for the last 10 years, I have been supporting those training to become professional piano technicians, as well as those who are already working as piano tuners, not just in the UK, but from all over the world. Now, I'm often getting asked about how do we access the courses and the training to get into being a piano technician. There are lots of different options, not so many here in the UK, but I thought I would jump on here and give you my thoughts and my top tips for all the things you need to consider when looking for a course in order for you to be that professional piano tuner technician. So it's absolutely right that piano tuning is an unregulated trade, not just here in the UK, but in most parts of the world. Now, that doesn't mean that there are not professional standards that the trade and the industry would expect to see. So my first tip would be to maybe check out some of the associations. You have the Piano Tuners Association, IMIT, even the Piano Technicians Guild. Check out their websites. It's a good place to start. You'll get a feel for the work that is carried out on a day-to-day, what you should be looking to aim for when you've been out of training for those first couple of years, for example. Interesting articles on their website. Secondly, I would say, go and contact the big players in the industry in this country. We don't have manufacturers anymore, really, but we do have lots of people working doing amazing work across the UK. And I mean, by the big players, I'm talking about Steinway, Kawai, Bluthner. Any of those companies will be happy to talk to you. Ask them, what is it they're looking for? What do their tuners need to be able to do for their customers? What are the career options? What are the pathways? They may even have some suggestions for the training provider that they like. So my next tip is to ask yourself, what is it that I want to do? Okay, do I see myself doing domestic tunings, going into customers' homes, running repairs and all of that? Or perhaps you see yourself becoming a fantastic live events and venue pianist accompanying tuner technician that travels the world. Now, if that's the case, obviously you also have to take on the stress of that job. You really do need to consider the entry training that you do for that. All right, there are very few pathways, and you do need to, again, I would say, call Steinway and have a long chat with them about what are the options to give you that, the right path to get you on that career path. Now, it's true that historically we know that the 3-year education model is where the tuning training has sat. Like many sectors, that has changed. Piano technology has changed, piano tuning has changed, and the teaching of that has changed dramatically over the course of the last 20 years. The methodology is very different. Because of that, as with most things, the technology has enabled the way to teach to change, but that doesn't mean that you're throwing the baby out with the bathwater. So the integrated method is an internationally recognised method of teaching piano tuning, all right? And it means that you're using theory and the tuning by ear along with the tuning software to work together to understand. It's a formulated process. So I would ask, is the place that you're looking at somewhere that follows the latest developments in tuning training? All right. And it's really important that you understand that it isn't just a teaching methodology. It's true, you can learn the technique in a shorter space of time, but you need to apply some common sense. Okay. It's not like going to night school or a summer school. You're not then going to be able to go and call yourself a professional piano technician. You need to put some real time in the saddle here. It's a good starting point. It will give you a good foundation. And the great thing about the integrated method is not only is it a methodology for teaching, it's a method that you can take with you and use out on the road as you are working. So, not concert tuning. What about those domestic tuners? Well, massive demand for those repair skills. So again, if you want to be a jobbing technician, ask yourself, okay, these could be my bread and butter. Is the course that perhaps I'm looking at going to give me those skills that I can do repairs in the customer's home? It adds massive revenue to your business, but obviously you need to put the time in and do the training. So again, you need to have a look, and perhaps the course you looking at doesn't offer all of it, it might offer some of it. So ask the question, will I learn to change the string on a customer's piano? Will I learn to repair a broken hammer shank, for example? I can't stress how much these skills are in demand, so it would be a really important part of any training that you do, in my opinion, and build that in as part of your training plan. So again, if you're thinking, actually, I want to go big, I fancy being a restorer, then there are slightly other things to consider. It's a slightly smaller market in terms of opportunity. There are people out there doing some great work, but the pathways into that are quite limited. Some people choose to do the tuning and repairs and then move on, and that's a good way to go at it. There's just a few less options around being a restorer, and the money's not great because there's not an awful lot of work. So it's quite competitive, but that's not to say don't do it. But again, go around, ask, okay? Just ask. So my next tip is about who is providing the training, who is delivering the training, what are they going to promise you, and what are they delivering? So how do you find that out? Well, it doesn't matter whether it's a college, university, or an independent provider, okay? They should have clear content set out on their website or on their brochure about what they are delivering and what you're going to be learning, okay? Given the changes in development, ask about the methodology like I just mentioned. If they're not going to be teaching you the very latest and the most cutting edge of things in the piano tuning sphere, equally piano technology, what are you going to learn? How are you going to teach it? All right, those would be my questions, because it's your money, okay? What is the methodology used? Who do they follow? Even though it's not maybe an academic course, it's a vocational subject, there should be some kind of philosophy. There should be a mission statement around what it is they're hoping to provide for you, the learner, and what they want you to achieve. You know, what do they want you to do? And I would go further and I would find out who individually then at these courses is delivering that training. Perhaps there are different people doing different elements of the course. If you're looking at an establishment with different departments or different aspects, it's really important, I feel, that those people are at the very least up to date with the very latest developments in piano technology and piano tuning. So think about it. Whether it's a university and you've got a loan or it's an independent training course, this is your money and you need to know that it's going to last you and it's going to be good value for money and it's going to add, you know, masses to your skill set. So think about, is it value for money? Are they teaching you what you really need to know? Now, one of the things that can help you with really honing in on that in the content is the CMA guidance. The Consumer Marketing Authority has recently given guidance in particular to protect students from false claims or kind of people being able to change stuff halfway through a course. Basically, if people are saying they've got experts in their field, they have to back that up. Who is delivering it? Who are these people? What is it they've brought to the table? And then if it's not as described, you're in a very good, strong place there legally. I would say go to any of these courses, find reviews, go and find them. When you contact the college, also ask to speak to some of the students, go on a visiting day and talk to students about do they feel like it's preparing them for a job in the trade and its value for money. And then the other massive thing for me, which is really important, is these people, this college, this course, independent trainer, whoever they are, do they have active links with the piano industry that can benefit you? All right. It's okay to say, well, I worked for 10 years in this trade. What are they doing now, and how involved is the training with the trade? Are they going to help you get a job or work experience, for example? Now, this is really important, and I'm really passionate about this. the white paper from the government is a cross-party agreement, and basically in one of those agreements it was that any vocational course, doesn't matter where it is, if it's offering you vocational training, it has to have skin in the game that it purports to represent. All right, now, you don't want to be taught something about a business and a trade by someone who has never run a business in the trade or hasn't taken on any further developments since they were at college, which could have been 30 years ago. So again, ask the questions, all right? Now, there are courses abroad, and if you want to find out information about those, I'm more than happy to answer those questions. So you can contact me. You can reach me at admin@thepianotechnologyschool.com, and I'd be more than happy to signpost you to some of those other training options that are overseas. So I guess what I'm talking about really is the questions you've got to ask is about timeframes, reality check, professionalism, and the outcomes, all right? We're talking outcomes. Big push from the Office for Students. Employers want it too, okay? Everybody needs to know what the people at the other end are doing now, okay? So can that organisation that you're looking at tell you where their students have gone? And more importantly, perhaps, what's the retention like in that trade? Okay, you've spent the money, you've done the training. 2 years down the line, where are they now? 5 years down the line, where are they now? Are they running departments? Are they having a successful career, making lots of money? Or have they changed, they got fed up and they're doing something else, all right? So again, there are some smaller, shorter courses, absolutely fine, but check what it is they're delivering. Is it a realistic time frame? You've got to think about realistically giving yourself to this as a career, all right? Being a piano technician is an ongoing process. You're developing all the time, and the job of being a piano technician is the journey. That's the job. Yes, you're going to learn here. You're going to learn the basic skills, but that is really just the beginning. So go and ask the tuners, go and ask the retailers, what are you looking for? Ask around and make sure that you're asking the right questions of the training providers as well, so that, you can make a really informed choice, okay? It may sound obvious, but you might also have to have an honest conversation with yourself about, am I really up for being self-employed? Because the vast majority of piano tuners in the UK and elsewhere are freelancers. So you may work for a retailer, but chances are it will be as a freelancer. There are very few fully employed jobs for piano shops and piano tuners. All right, so again, what's your business skills like? And I talk to my students about this all the time. Actually, yes, you've got your piano tuning, your piano technology skills that you're learning here, but moving forward, you're going to be having to learn how to run a successful business. And that also takes time and skills, both hard and soft. So build that in. If you think that's something that's completely out of your comfort zone, but you're really up for the challenge, then obviously build that into your training as well. And again, ask around, is the training that you're getting going to include some of that? Some of them do, some of them don't. And I think, it is definitely worth considering, because that is the reality of the situation. All right, you are going to be running your business, which is really exciting. But I know some people find that the most challenging aspect of the whole journey. Okay, so I guess my final piece of advice is just to say again, just apply some common sense when looking at the courses that are on offer. Find the right one that is for you. Don't just read the strapline, delve deeper into what it is they're actually going to teach you. And remember, there are no accredited qualifications in piano tuning or technology in the UK. The certificates that are issued by establishments, okay, are as valid as the reputation of that establishment. Okay, so find the course that's right for you, and remember, it is a really good time to be getting into the trade. It's a very rewarding career. The people are lovely. There's lots of opportunity to travel and have a massive adventure, and I really hope you find the right course, and I wish you all the very best of luck.